All right, welcome back to another episode of the Chirp Hockey Podcast, episode number 5. I am Jonathan Voiles, and this is my co-host, Donnie Margetti. What's up, Donnie?
How you doing, Johnny? Good to see you today.
Man, we took a week off. Sorry to the viewers that had to. I know that was probably a lonely. Some of you guys maybe in the oil field or driving back to Dallas or whatever. You guys throw on the old Chirp Hockey Podcast. I had a few text messages saying they were upset we didn't have one out last week. So
yeah, just a busy week. You know, life gets in the way sometimes, and obviously you've been pretty busy here doing a lot of houses here in the community in the Permian Basin. How's that going?
It's going good. Power Grab does a lot of photos and videos for real estate, and yeah, houses are like popping up like crazy.
So what do you do when you walk into a house and it looks like shit? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, do you have the stuff that you actually black it out, or
no? I mean,
make it look nice?
I've been into some rough houses, but to be honest, I mean, I feel like there's more. People are usually pretty good. Like they know pictures and videos coming in, and I went to a house last week and the lady she wouldn't stop cleaning, and I was like, it looks great, like right. You're good, like relax a little bit. And then I mean, I haven't had one in a long time, but I've come into somewhere it's kind of rough.
So makes your job easier when it's clean. Obviously
so much easier. So much easier. Just it's the flow of it, and just like being able to go room to room and get your shots and whatever. It makes it a whole lot easier.
So would you say that, you worked 7 hard days last week and now you haven't touched nothing this week? So is that kind of your schedule? 7 on, 7 off?
I think that's kind of like you in the fire station. Who gets 20 days off?
20 days off. 7 off. Yeah, I'm working hard this week. Johnny, what are you doing today? I just slept in till 11:30. Did you catch a gym? No, I didn't go to the gym today.
No, I did go to the gym 2 weeks ago.
Did you have to introduce yourself to the staff again? Because it's been a long time since you've been to the gym.
I think you motivated me when you called me out last whatever episode it was, and I was like, I'm going to the gym. I'm still sore, though. I still feel it.
Well, you're sore because of that tumble last night again. Just for the record, it's been like 3 tumbles in the last 2 weeks. You went down hard demonstrating a pivot, forward to backward pivoting last night in the lesson we did. Helmet went everywhere, yard sale, stick everywhere.
Oh, the helmet stayed on. I didn't have the strap, but the helmet did stay on. But
you don't need a strap with that thing.
I took a fall. But I also think that's because you sharpened my skates last. So.
No, I'm going to sharpen them today for you. They're in my car. I got them ready. They're tagged. And by the way, you can Venmo me $10 when I'm done.
I'll do it. I remember when Margo has a pretty nice skate sharpening machine in his room or at his house. And he'd say like, hey, if someone, I know you do a lot of skates, but if someone, asks you to do their skates, just, it's $10, leave it in my jar. and I come to Donnie's house and he had just gotten the machine, and Margo had this jar set up and he had a few $5 bills in there. Like someone had already come. He just wanted to let me know, hey, this is where the money goes. So I know you took money out of your own pocket and threw it in there.
I've been doing a lot of skates lately.
Oh,
a lot of young guys.
Everyone likes this. There's a lot of people doing these Sparks machines now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really like the Sparks.
I'm not a fan. I think it's okay for rental skates or, skates that are at the mall and stuff like that if you're just doing public sessions. But I think it works. I don't think many guys are particular about their skates, but I think as you get older and you like a certain edge or, half inch and stuff. All those Sparks machines at those rinks, they're getting used by all those, skates from public sessions, so you don't know how that wheel is going to turn.
I'll take that back. It's not that I don't like the Sparks machines. I don't care for them. For me, I think once you get to a certain level, obviously public session skates, but even these young kids who just need an edge and they're so light, I think it works perfect. But once you start getting to a higher level and how you want your skates profiled and you can feel the difference, that's when you need that touch of someone actually doing them. But I think there's D1 colleges, really, really high level junior teams that are using Sparks machines.
Yeah, but those trainers know what skates are going on those wheels, right? So they're, they know their machine. I'm just talking about, public skating sessions at rinks or malls and stuff like that when all the rental skates go through there.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we bring our skates to them. That's where I see the edges not coming out clean and crisp like they should.
Right.
So,
well, when you yeah, the same machine just went over, 30 pairs of rental skates, and then they go to yours. It's a little different. But I do like them. I think it's a genius idea. I actually wish I would have thought of it. But I mean, I think once you get to a certain level and you want your skates done a certain way, and someone's done them that way for years, then you can definitely tell a difference once you throw them on a Sparks machine.
Or if you like the Sparks machine and you use that same wheel every time, it's just for you and your kid, and you just want the convenience, of just having a machine. I think obviously they'll do well because they're used to that, right? They're used to it. So,
but Donnie Margetti has a legit
Blade Master,
3-wheel Blade Master in your garage, which that thing's going to get dinged up. It's right behind the hockey net there. Easton's going to throw a couple wild pucks, and
it's in a great location right now.
I was actually listening to Sean Avery. He has a podcast as well, and he was talking to this guy who I think he started with like an Instagram Instagram page, and it was called like Pro Stock Sticks or Pro Sticks or something like that. And basically he was just taking photos or getting photos from the internet or wherever of guys' sticks, like their curves, and that's kind of intriguing, especially for like guys who are big on equipment or equipment managers. And I don't know if I follow it, but I definitely think I saw the page once I heard this podcast. I'm like, man, I think I've seen that before. And basically now it turned into like such a big thing for this guy. He's actually made a company out of it. And what he's doing is he's taking his own molds, or he gets molds from people that, custom or whatever, and he has like someone actually making them for him. And he's actually like making pro stock sticks for anybody, and he puts their names on and all that. So it was like a really cool idea that like he's trying to bring that feeling of like being a pro hockey player and like getting your own sticks and your own curves. He's bringing it to the public now, which is really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of people doing that too. I mean, you just got to be motivated and driven. You're going to have some downtime, but you got to communicate with people. And I mean, it's all about building relationships no matter what you do. I mean, any kind of thing you open up, I mean, it's how bad you want it. And obviously time is going to tell, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about a guy who made sticks, and now you're talking about motivation?
Yeah, because he's motivated. He started out with, just like you said, taking pictures like you. Obviously, your business hasn't gotten there yet. So, I mean, in a little bit of time. I was
just trying to tell you a cool story that a guy is bringing pro style sticks.
Yeah, I think it's great.
People.
I think it's a good idea. But, I mean, obviously, he didn't just build a company just because he's taking pictures of pro stock sticks. Oh, yeah, I'm taking a picture of, this is a Theo Fleury stick back in the 90s, and now I got a
literally,
business.
that's what he was doing.
Right. But he didn't just have a business in one day.
You just wrote it right off because, if you sent him your curve and your pattern, he'd tell you to get lost.
He'd probably do it for free. Probably do my pattern for free.
So what's going on? I know we got a lot, with your kids and whatnot, with like youth hockey and girls hockey and all that stuff with London. Like what's going on with the girls hockey right now?
Girls hockey here in Texas is, obviously growing. I think we can make a lot of changes. I've been working with a few people in the Taha. I don't want to, obviously Mike Selikin from Dallas. He's the lead for Taha, and all our stuff goes through him. And he's just trying to find some structure. I think we got 17 girls here in our program, and we're trying to find good rules that benefit everybody in different areas. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that have a good tier 1 program or a well-rounded program where they've built that program for years. And then you got other programs where you're stuck with 7 or 8 girls, or 10 here. And so I think it's really we want to find a good balance, and you want to find structure.
So historically, I think for us, like, and we've had girls kind of come through, and I can remember a few that like they practiced with us or played with us for a little bit, but then 2 years they're gone. Like why is that? I mean, here, I guess kind of dissect that for us, because obviously there's markets that have all girl teams, like only girls. And so they're able to kind of like flourish and build on that, and it's a snowball. But like, what is it that you think, what is it with the game of hockey that once a girl hits maybe 12, 13, 14, and then they're done?
I think it's the structure. I think each state or each, city that you live in needs to have some structure. So like, for example, we're coming up with a plan, and I'll just give a short version of it. But, every organization that is not in the Metroplex, okay, because the Metroplex is our hub. I mean, those guys are the big dogs, right? They got everything's there for them. They have the rinks, they have the facilities, they have the numbers, they have the coaches. I mean, it's It's a full-blown program, and they do a great job up there. I mean, I think it's wonderful. Now they're getting involved with the rural areas. You know, they're establishing relationships with us, and that's what people need to do. They need to reach out, find people that are passionate about the sport of hockey and girls, obviously, and find a solution where everybody has an opportunity to play and grow. You know, I think a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, they can play with boys, which is fine. I think it's great. But at the same time, they need to have similar rules to an all-girls team. And that's where we're kind of fighting a little bit different with, you know, just for example, like you said, London. I mean, you can have a 14U girls team playing a 12U division, but you can't have a 14U girl or a 13-year-old girl playing a 12U boys team playing against the same division. I mean, it makes zero sense. I mean, like instead you're going to have to travel and, you know, spend money and make it hard for a family. There's always positive ways to look at it. There's negative ways to look at it. But I'm just saying, why can't there be a happy medium? So we're trying to find out some solutions. I think right now it's just getting all the organizations around all of us in Texas on the same page. So, for example, if you were coaching a girls team, Johnny, and we had 6 girls from Odessa, some from Austin, and some from El Paso, let's say, for example, and we give them an opportunity and we offer them something and say, hey, listen, you guys are all 12U girls. We're going to get you 20 extra games this year. We're going to call you Team Texas. And, I mean, your whole goal is we're going to meet up in Fort Worth, get 4 games against your same caliber. And then the next time maybe you're in Colorado. But you get these girls together and you build a culture.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, if there's girls that are good enough, if they're good enough, I mean, you know, athletes, they all develop at different stages. But if they're good enough, obviously the whole goal would be for them to play for the Dallas Stars Elite. That's the hub. But then it would grow your program as well, right? It would grow your program.
This kind of goes into boys hockey as well. But do you think if you want your girl, your daughter, to continue with hockey and they love it, like, is it more beneficial for a girl to move away earlier than a boy to actually go to a AA, AAA team that's all girls to kind of keep, because I remember like even like in figure skating, like growing up here, like I went to other places and skated with, you know, friends, and I saw that competitiveness, and it kind of drives you when you have other elite skaters on the ice with you day to day. But then you go back to your, you know, your hometown or wherever, and it was hard skating here because I was an elite level figure skater, you know, going to nationals or whatever at you know, my age that I was, but it was just me. And so I really had to like dig deep to try to push myself and motivate myself. So when some of these girls in like Amarillo, Odessa, Austin, El Paso, where there's not like a full team of girls, they must feel that too, right? Like that motivation really isn't there. If they're on a team where it's all of them are girls, they're all doing the same thing, they're all training the same way, that kind of keeps it going, right? So is it more beneficial for a girl to move away and try to find a team, an all-girls team, than it is for a boy at, like, say, 12, 13, 14? That's a little young. Say 14, 15 years old.
14, 15. I mean, if it's not offered in your own area, I mean, I think you can develop anywhere. I mean, but at the same time, just like you said, when you play with better players, or if you skate with better players, you know, like when you were figure skating against better competition, so it pushed you, it motivated you, it driven you. You just get better quicker, I think. I think the better players that you play with, so just depending on where you're at, but I think it's also up to the director, the other coaches, I mean, where they feel they're comfortable, where you can put them on the ice practicing, you know, how they're going to develop. You know, girls is kind of a touchy subject. I mean, there's going to be a time when they want to just play with all girls. They're not boys.
Right.
But there's also some cases that I know that the girls love playing with boys.
Right.
And so I think it's going to be based on a case-to-case basis, and also what the parents are, you know, if it's very affordable. I mean, do you want your kid leaving at 14? I mean, some people are okay with that. You know, I mean, these girls grow up pretty quick these days, and they know what they want. There's always a way. There's always a solution. I don't know like the right answer. I mean, you don't know until you go through it, but I think...
Well, I think money has a lot to do with it.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
nowadays.
Like, if two, you know, take the exact same, you know, 2 kids exactly the same skill level.
Yeah.
And this parent has $1 million in the bank. This parent has $10 in the bank. It's not much you can do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you don't have the money to back it, like, hockey's an expensive sport. Like, I mean, it is crazy expensive. I mean, I was talking to some parents the other night, and they were saying, like, what they spent throughout, like, this past season. And
how much was it?
Well, let's not get into that. I mean, I don't want to, you know, but, like, you pay for, some teams make you pay for pant shells, certain gloves, certain helmets, some of them,
Hotels.
And then that's what I'm going to get into next is that's not even including your travel.
Yeah.
That's not including, your food. And then some of these parents, like they don't have babysitters or whatever. So they bring maybe their 2 or 3 other kids. You got to pay for them, got to pay for their meals. Like when a weekend can cost you a couple grand like that, and you're doing it every other weekend, that can add up.
But I mean, I think that's one way to look at it. And then that could turn people off, right? Should I get into hockey or should I not? But then there's also other ways to look at it. I mean, you're spending time with your family. You'll never get those memories back. You're watching your kids enjoy what they do. You're teaching them life lessons. They're going through adversity. I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, you've been traveling with us for years now, and to get to spend the time with your friends and to watch these kids grow. You look back at Facebook and you see the pictures of these kids, and dang, these kids are 13 now. All of a sudden. But I mean, there's always a way. I mean, I know it's not like it was back in the day, but certain organizations, I think our organization is one of them. We always find a way for people. I mean, I've been reached out by many parents and, give them the same story. Don't know if we can afford it. And so we try to get some sponsors. We try to reach out to businesses. And
I feel like there should be some kind of program that, obviously connected with hockey that they almost scout. And then they do obviously they would really have to dig deep and get in depth with the parent or the family's financial situation. But I think there should be a company out there or a business or a nonprofit, whatever it might be. Well, you got to have a lot of backing behind it.
You got a lot of money working 7 on, 7 off.
So, but I think because I felt like I was kind of one of those kids. I remember getting asked to go play AAA in I think it was Michigan, a team in Michigan, and we couldn't go. They told us it was
10 grand.
Oh, maybe more.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, there's no way. I think there's tons of kids out there who have tons of talent, maybe even want it more because they didn't get anything handed to them. And it would be great if there was some kind of company out there or some kind of scholarship program that searched for those kids, scouted those kids, did an in-depth, really dove deep into the family's financials to make sure, because we're not talking like food stamps here, right? Like a lot of people scam the system. They're on food stamps.
I see you at HEB quite a bit and, picking up all that stuff. Oh, $2.40. Oh, now you only owe $40.
Well, I remember what was it back in the day? They had like the actual like paper money, like food stamp money.
Oh, yeah.
And then it turned into like a card or something.
And people would sell it. People would sell that stuff.
I don't know about
I guarantee you they sold it. I saw you selling a few bucks yours. They definitely were selling it.
So what, they just like sold their book?
Yeah.
You can't sell your card, so it had to have been when they actually had like the fake money or whatever it was. You just sell it to somebody.
How many times have you seen people at HEB? I'm talking about 2 carts. You ever see like the old double carter? Like they've been there for 2 hours loading up, doing stuff. I'm like, dang, this is going to cost this person a fortune. Like they're right in front of me. And it's like $400, and all of a sudden after their card, it's like $16.90, please. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. You know what
about the people who have like the extreme couponers? That's kind of like you. Yeah, I've seen the book of coupons on your.
Well, just to go back to what you're saying, it's really expensive now. I am one of those guys that budget. You know me. I mean, I've always looked for the hotel to have a free breakfast, and I'm one of those guys that'll bring my food for my kids. I mean, it's. As you get older and you get more depth into hockey and, the more you play, I mean, we travel a lot. It's not like we're traveling 3-4 times a year. I mean, we probably go 15
You're downplaying
years.
it, though. You've stayed at some really ratty hotels before.
Absolutely.
What's the one in Amarillo? Smokies?
Amarillo Inn with a bar called Smokies. One of the best times. All the boys loved it, I think.
Had a jukebox in there?
Had a jukebox. That jukebox took about $60 that night, and you walked out of there and you just smelled like a
Well, I mean, the kids were trying to play putt-putt. They had the putt-putt in the middle.
They played hand hockey.
And you actually had to hit it around a pile of old peed-on mattresses that they had stacked up. I swear to God. And some of the kids were laying on it. The parents said, get off that. There's piss on there.
It was $39 a night to stay there. It was unbelievable.
And it showed.
And we went back for more. Like there was parents that went there the following weekend. They loved it. Now, you get a couple people that they're not staying there for sure, but it was just a good time. Those are memories that you just remember. The memories you remember. Look at this weekend. We're having a Junior Jacks parent night out. Tell me how many organizations rent a facility for all their parents and rent a DJ, do a couple coaches speeches. You're going to feed them fajitas this weekend, and we're going to dance up a storm. We're going to have a good time. I mean, I know you're going to be wearing those tight pants. I'm not sure
I'll
if
be
they're
wearing
yours,
tight pants.
and you'll be there. And we got a special guest flying in for parent night out, and also next week we got a special guest on the show. We don't want to say anything.
We're not going to say anything, but hopefully he's on the podcast. So
Oh, I hope he comes on the podcast. You guys will love it. Blast from the past here. He's supposedly maybe making Odessa his new home.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
But about the whole DJ and dance and all that kind of takes me back to my wedding night. I have that video of you. I should post the video of you. We got a nice video of Margot just tearing it up on the dance floor all night. He wanted so much.
The whole night, the whole day before, we go up there early. We're in Dallas, and, Johnny's obviously out of his range, and we're staying at this nice hotel, and the wedding's over here, Top Golf, all this stuff. And I'm like, Johnny, who's forking the bill for this? Steve's got it, Steve's got it. Steve-O. Anyways, long story short.
Hey, we had a blast, though.
It was good, but you're telling me I got to write a speech, I got to wear this certain tie. So anyways, long story short, we're about a month before the wedding, and he's, hey, you got to come and try your suit on. So I'm trying my suit on, and then the guy sends me a bill like 2 weeks later, $540. I wore the suit one time. So I'm actually wearing that shirt and tie, not the tie. I'm actually going to match my dates tie this week, but I'm gonna wear it again.
You got to match your dates tie? Your date is wearing
dress.
A tie?
No, my tie is going to be matching.
You're gonna.
But that was funny though. You made me buy a suit, and you paid for everybody else's.
I paid for my brothers and my dad's.
That's my point. You paid for your brothers and your dad's, and then Margo
and mine.
But don't worry about it.
And I did make you get new shoes though, because you were wearing the same shoes since your first pro game, and you've had about a couple toes sticking out the top of them. And so
it's one of those things. When it rains outside, your feet get wet. It was definitely the sole was coming off.
You would match your tie with your socks, and you didn't even have to lift your pant leg up. You just show your toe out the top of the shoe and say, "See, I'm matching."
Well, I'm just glad they have the old crop on the cameras lately at your wedding. I think your pants are like 3 inches too short. Wearing those capri pants again. But no, I'm looking forward to Saturday night. I think it's gonna be a good time. It's just good to get these organizations to make everybody feel involved. It's been a long year for COVID, and I think a night out's gonna be great for these parents to have an opportunity to mingle and see what they're doing this summer. You miss your friends. You miss all the parents coming to the rink, and we've been off for about a month now, so it'd be fun to see everybody.
No, it's gonna be good. What's on the menu?
We're gonna have fajitas. Fajitas, tacos. I'm kind of catering to certain people. They loved it though. That's what they wanted. I gave them the option. What do you got there?
Well, we have a shout out. I got a text message, and they're like, "Hey, can you give us a shout out on the old podcast?" And so, actually, it's pretty cool though. One of our old junior Jacks players, old Jason Moore.
Oh,
Jason Moore.
Is he still playing?
Yeah, he's on his 10th year of college, I think, right now. So,
I got to tell a funny story. 10th year
of college.
I'm going to tell you a funny story about Morsey real quick before you give the shout out.
Okay, go ahead.
Morsey was a guy that could score 50, right? At the squirt level. At the squirt level, he would score 50. I remember coaching him. And, long story short, we're looking over the benches, like fast forward a few years, and, he's put a couple pounds on over the years. And, no word of a lie. He's like 12 years old. You can ask him. His nickname's Cheeseburger. He's sitting there. He had a cheeseburger in his pants right here. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He's sitting out there during shifts eating a cheeseburger. True story. Ask him. I guarantee you can text him right now. And that's how he got his nickname, Cheeseburger.
Oh, my goodness.
So what's Morsey playing? Where's he playing?
So Morsey is with East Texas Baptist University Tigers. They are on their way to Nationals. Nationals is in Bismarck, North Dakota. Dang. ACHA Men's Division II. I believe they're ranked number 15th. So hopefully they go in there and put on a show.
Is he playing for a church league? Is it sponsored by a church?
I don't know. ACHA Men's Division II. I think if any kind of Baptist church up in Dallas, I think they all have men's hockey teams now.
Wow,
so
huh? Jeez, let anybody play. There's obviously not a weight limit on that on the left wingers. Morsey playing left wing.
But
good luck, Morsey. Morsey has fun.
Yeah, shout out to that team in Bismarck, North Dakota. Hope you guys bring home a championship or stay in the. I don't know. I don't. He didn't tell me if there's like how they do the playoffs, like if it's a best out of, I don't know. Right. So hopefully they play a lot of games. So
well, there's a perfect example. There's all these high level hockeys and stuff. the bottom line is 90% of us are gonna, if you continue to love the game of hockey, which you do. I mean, you love what you do. You love the atmosphere of it. I mean, that's why you have all these leagues.
No, I'm kind of jealous.
You know, they go out there and play.
It's like what Vogel said on the one episode we had, was that at the end of the day, which obviously that's not what I'm talking about with like playing college hockey, but at the end of the day, we all end up playing adult league, you know, or beer league. Yeah. And that's what's awesome, is that you kind of all end up, if you love it and you love the game, you end up playing, everyone ended up playing beer league. So
well, you're actually skating tonight, aren't you?
I think I am going to skate tonight.
You guys got a lot of people that skate on Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays have been good. Good group of guys. But yeah, so maybe that's going to wrap it up for today's episode number 5. And we'll, like I said, or like we said, hopefully a special guest next week.
Yeah, just a short one this week. I just want to catch everybody up. You know, it's summertime. We want to enjoy our lives and family, but at the same time, we want to be able to, reach out to everybody that's following us. We want to thank everybody.
Yeah, but we have a blast doing this.
This is great. Yeah,
this is fun.
It's wonderful. I think they need to start asking some more questions on our pages, though. I mean, we want to get to those.
Yeah, I'll do a post or something, and we'll do like topics that you guys can bring up, and kind of ask us some questions. I think Donnie loves this though, because he was in the limelight when he was playing pro, and everyone loved Donnie. He was a fan favorite. And now it's been several years and he doesn't play anymore and no one really cares about him anymore. And so now this kind of gives you like some sense of...
Yeah, and it's kind of done the opposite for Johnny. I mean, Johnny didn't make it, so nobody really knew who he was. And now he's doing the opposite. Now he wants everybody on social media.
Well, Margot's got the old fans
so,
coming out of the woodworks like, oh, I remember Donnie Margetti, like I love it, love the podcast. Donnie's showing me text messages. So you got to love this.
I do get a lot of people that I haven't talked to in years. I had a buddy, Chris Broussard, he's coaching up in Western Michigan there, and I'm going to send him some Chirp stuff. He wants to get on the podcast one day. Chris Broussard played many years.
We're sending Cam Jansen.
I heard. Yeah, that was supposed to be the big topic today.
Yeah, I forgot.
How did that get around?
Oh, we were just messaging on Instagram, and
Were you like stalking him or what? Hey, Cam, remember me?
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
I mean,
you got to do what you got to do. But he said, yeah, I'd love some hats, and so we're sending Cam Jansen, one of the best fighters in the NHL back in the day. I thought so. He's a tough guy.
Okay, I don't even remember who the guy was, but yes. No, I like him. Yeah, he was good.
So, well, we appreciate it. Make sure, subscribe, hit the bell. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.